Okay, just so I can draw in line, this is going to be a very short video, and I'm going to show you what the video is all about. As we know, the alphabet added up together is 351. Although I would like to break this down to take away all the letters A, E, I, O, and U, I will not in this one. A, E, I, O, and U, okay, stand for the total of 51. It makes this only 300. 900. So what I'm going to do over here is when you count the alphabet from one letter A to the letter I, you get a total of 45. When you count from 10, the letter J, to the letter R, you get a total of 45. This is in the single count. When you count S, okay, and this is where Chaldean comes in, because Chaldean lacks the spirit within the soul of 9, the 9 lives of the cat. Okay, when you lock that in, you get 1 and 9 right over here. Okay, S1 and 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, finishing at Z. 15, 21, the cube starts at Z, it goes backwards. Therefore, the front part of the alphabet must go forward. This must go backward, this must go forward. Somewhere in the middle we actually meet. Or we have a residual value at the beginning here, a value at the end here, and then a different value here. Somehow they switch the order of the alphabet. But irregardless, the alphabet has 26 areas in which in designs of letters shows there's only 24 letters in the alphabet. There's only 9 numbers, making a total of 33. Then we get the 2 repeated letters coming into life with H and I and N and Z and the O and the 0 at the same time. In numbers, there's 10 spaces. Forget about the numbers. Let's talk about areas, empty spaces. That's all we want to count is spaces for something to go. 45 is 90. And don't forget up, down, and the W shows 2's up and 1's down. We get 90. And then in this count over here is 45. The total is 135. A-C-E, ace. The alphabet is 351. 351 equals 1,053. Added to the single numbers, as we added all to the single digits, we get 1188. This is what it is right here. 88 without spirit. Add 3 for spirit. If you're going to add it to the 88, put 3 is 91. You're going to do it, add 3. Here's your ace. The ace in blackjack valued at 11. The 11th position is the jack and the V for valet in French. So this is what you get, okay? The other thing I wanted to mention over here, again, is how the S, which looks like a number 5, which is created as the 19th letter, will be your A, E, and I as your 19th letter as S becomes 5. Your totality of the alphabet word, okay, if I didn't count it right, is 25, 7, 28, 36, and 16 is 52. Al, 52. Al is 13. 13, 52 equals 65. Plus the short count of 29, 94 is Uranus. Allah, bet, turn me around. Alpha, bet. The bet and the vet world in Hebrew. Vet is for the veterinary and the animals, because for me, somehow, down in New Zealand, where the zebras are, is the referee of the game. Where they're I'm going to jump off the subject. Around red dots, bringing in the red spirit into this life. Around it in darts is green. 50 in the center, 25 on the outside. Why? Because it's split all the way around. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all the way around, only a single of 1. 2 to this area, 4 and 6. 2 to this area, 2 and 8. 2 to this area, 1 and 9. 2 to this area, 3 and 7. But we all know the only time anything comes around is when you hit number 4. 4 breaking up to 60 seconds. 40, 60, blue in short count, and orange in short count. Orange is 60, blue is 40. And Messer, I'm 100% with you on this. The long count is 100% is the only way to go. But I mean, I start off at the low count because that's where I've been. And I started with the high count, okay, and I brought that in is when I noticed that when you multiplied everything by 3, it always became 3, 6, or 9, irregardless of the number. And numbers and letters are what's in the area space. This is one thing I wanted to just design. Put a letter in here. Design your letter in this area. 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots. Here's this board of 6 by 6. There's 36 area space that we use to create a letter. And one of the letters we're going to create in this space is the letter P. The letter P gets 4.5 here to 5. It gets 7.5 here to 8 and 7. 4.5 and 11 is 12. It covers the 5 position. The total is 17, equals to the number of your P and your light. Now, if we did this in Lo Shu, it would be something else. I understand that. Now, I'm not, should I go into blue? Should I go into cold? Should I go into hot? I'm not going to do it in this video, but I will prepare something where I can get blue, red, cold, hot, Barack Obama, JFK, Jesus, not only Jesus, but Christ and Mass, M-A-S, or backwards, it's Uncle Sam. Do you want to work for Uncle Sam? Do you know why 50 times 40 is over? Because the Monopoly board is 40 times the 50, or the 50 points, or the 50 stars, is 2,000 years. Do you follow me? I'm going to do it right now. The 50 times 40 is the cycle. 50 times 40 is 2,000 years. There's a board on us. Right here, the wreath around man's head. Okay? It's disintegrating. The DNA is gone. It's over with. We're all having these mental disorders right now because we're breaking away from the old system. We're seeing the reality, but our minds are weak. We don't understand it. So we're all running for these pills, which makes it even weaker. And it builds up somewhere around on our head. So anyways, 2,000 years. Christ is 77 in the short count. 7 and 7 equals to 14. 2014. Let's work it another way. In Montreal, in 1967, was what they call Terre des Hommes. Just want to do one thing. 3 by 70 is 210 and 21 is 231. This is the regular count. This is the 3 count. This is the Earth-Luna count. If you want Earth-Luna, plus you want to add Mars, you would have to go to Christ, C-H-R-I-S-T, and I'm going to have to look that up. C3, H8, 3 and 8 equals to 11. Okay, C and H, Canadians hockey, 3 by 8 is 24, equals to the 24 Stanley Cups. C and H is 11. R is 18, equals 9, and 11 equals to 20. I is 9, makes it 29. S is 10, equals to 39. And T is 20, but it equals to 2, equals to 41. So Christ, 41, brings you around the Monopoly board, and you end up on the Mediterranean, the same place Christ began his journey. So you take 41 and 77 together, you get 118. Okay, but what we're going to do is 231 and 44 is 275. Christ gives you 275. 27 red. 75 is 3/4. 50 is half. When I said the 50 stars, that means half. When I say 25, that's 1/4. We have to work the clock, 15 seconds over 60. We have to work the numbers. 3/4 is 75 of 100. There's many systems. 216, 144, and 360 are all divisibles into the 25,920 of the Mayan calendar. Now let me get back to Jesus again, okay? So let's take Jesus like this. Man in his world in Montreal, Terre des Hommes. In French, Terre des Hommes says man of the earth. Who was man of the earth? Who is man of the earth? Jesus Christ. He was a Jew. Everybody in the world practically is a Jew. Just don't take me the way you want. I'm just telling you the way it actually is. If you would put back Jesus to where he was, and let's say he moved the whole movement, if you remove anything from where he was, everything started off as a Jew. Okay? So let me go on with this. In 1967 to the year 2000, when time should have ended, is 33 years for the talking movement of the 33 years of Christ. If I add on the 77 now, okay, 7 and 7 from the year 2000, 7 years and 7 years, 7 years maybe for up and 7 years for down in the cycle, okay, I'd have to design that and see what the value is in my square. So I take that 7 and 7, and I put the 7 and 7 as 14 on the 2000, and I end up with 2014. I made it all up, right? Let's do something a little bit different. The 33 years that Jesus came from 1967 to the year 2000 is 33 years for man in his world. 7 and 7 is 14 years for Jesus again, makes 2014. Let's take the 7 and 7 as 14 and add it to the 33 years would give Jesus, the Jesus Christ, the number 47. 33 from 1967 to the year 2000, the year 2000 to the year 2014. 7 and 7 is 14 and 33 is 47. T-I-M-E, 47. Jesus, which says I am in French, if you actually listen to the anagram, J-E-S-U-S, okay, equals to 74. 47, 74, Jesus is back. What's missing is why 47 when we have to play from the 50-yard line? Well, first of all, you're not split in half, you were split half. 1.5 and 1.5 is 3. Take away 3 from one side, you didn't put the heart in the center, you put the heart on one side. You don't split it in half, you divide it in the half. You go to the left or the right. The 3 that's missing is because Jesus was born in the year 3760 minus 3. 3757 in the Hebrew time, 3757, 3 and 7, 3 by 7 is 21, 12:21, and time was up. If you're playing soccer, of course, but there's a little bit of extra time in that. So now that we have Jesus, 74, we have Christ of 77 equals 151. Take a look at the ace card. There's a 1 on the top left, there's a 1 on the bottom right, and in the center is the 5 area, 151. 47 times 33 equals 1551. Oh. 1551 equals 66 a man. There was something else. I'm going to have to look at some of my papers and see what I wrote. I brought home half my aspirin. I just brought home just a pamphlet. So we did the Jesus. So if we take Jesus, 74, and time, 47, there's your 121. Excuse me. 7 and 4 is 1. Put 1 over here. Drag the 1 over here. 7 and 1 is 8. 8 and 4 is 12. 121. 11 times 11 is 121. 9 times 9 is 81, right? But if this was a minute 21, then it'd be 81 seconds, 9 times 9. 99 is Jupiter. Mess, I'm going to leave the rest up to you. I know you have all these numbers. I know your numbers are superior. They have to be. I started at the bottom. You started at the bottom. You built the Twin Towers out of everything. Great. That's why every time when I go in the other room to paint, I just put the video up a little bit louder and I hear her, and then I come back here and okay, let me see what else there is. Where did the Tasmanian devil come from? The mirror. I heard it somewhere, the mirror. Don't you know the mirror in Matrix? Don't you remember what happened to Neo when he put his finger onto the thing and it came off in him? Have you ever looked into the mirror? I'm just rushing through the end of this. Number 44, 44. 4 is on all the corners. JFK, 34th, not 35th. That's Electric Company. He's 34th and 35th, which started everything. Barack Obama is 43 and 44, only because of Grover Cleveland. Cold is 34. Hot is 43. Put them together, you got 77. We got Christ one more time. 3 times 43 is 129 plus 8. 137 plus 6. 143 plus 2. 145, 514 area code. Let's call Montreal. 514 is E, A, and D. To the good of day, but I'm not going to play any more with that. Where else was I over here? Yes, the Mass. You see where Mass is 33 and the Christ is 77. 7 and 3 is 10. 3 and 7 is 10. 37, 73, 110 stories of the Twin Towers. Again, the other thing I wanted to mention, silver, moon, and matrix. Matrix is number 85. Silver is number 85. What did I want to mention with this? I don't remember. But what I do remember is 85 and 15 is 100, but it takes 25, all right, or 52. 5 and 2 to create the 10-10 worlds. 52, 25, 6, 25 of the short Mayan count. The long Mayan count is 25, 9, 20. 25, 9, 20. Divided by 5 is 5184, which stands for Pluto and Mars. Mars, Pluto, Bruno, Mars. The other thing I wanted to mention, I was calculating everything. There's Jupiter again. Sons, the wood, the sons of wood. 47 again came up just as I was doing my thing. 1/4 pounder is 25. Okay, I was doing my magic with Jesus and Terre des Hommes, and then I was doing it, and the same numbers came up here. So did we follow all these numbers? Now, there was one last thing I wanted to bring up, and that was red, hot, and blue. The spirit of 76. They just came out with a beer here in Canada where there's 67 calories. This is your cold. Cold goes with blue, equals to 74. This becomes Jesus. This one here is hot and red. This one becomes 70, which becomes 76. Why? Because 0 equals 6. Becomes 76. Red is the spirit. Blue is the what? What am I going to do with blue? What do I do with blue? White is 65. Red, white, and blue. 9, 4, Mars, Pluto. Venus. Mars, Pluto, Venus is what I get out of this. Okay? If I add the blue, becomes 46, becomes Saturn, and becomes Mars. So for me, this blue over here has something to do with time. Now, I don't know. I wasn't ready to do this. I have to study this a little bit more. I guess we're going to leave it the way it is. Raphael 7286. And the constellation of Pegasus. Just one last thing before I go. The same letter, big and small. 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 Big and small, big and small, big and small, big and small. See the way they're exact duplicates? This is why I'm saying we had to start the alphabet somehow backwards. Right over here. 26 plus 1. You see, what we do is we go AZ. Then we go BY. Then we go CX. Then we go DW, and we bring them all together. Then what we can do is start off at the halfway point where you go MZ, and then you go Y, and there's a reason for it, and I shouldn't even speak unless I know exactly what I'm going to say, but I spoke anyways. And the one last thing I will say, T and J. Okay, there's 3 letters, S, T, and J, that all come back to the value of 10. S is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. Okay, that's the real 10. J is another 10. T is another one. This becomes 1 and 2. I make it look like 26 and 16. 42. It becomes P and Z. T turns into Z, and J turns into P. Anyways, I don't have much to say about that. I'm not happy with the ending of this video, but thank you for watching anyways. Take care.